No, and just get like a 21-year-old who's good at social media to just like vet your people.
Right.
Done.
They'll do it very quickly and it'll be very easy. It's not going to, you can afford Meg the Stallion. I think you can afford a 21-year-old intern.
Yes. Who'd do it for free. They would just be glad to have it on their CV.
Oh my God. Amazing CV content. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Shit.
You know?
I'll do it.
I'll do it for free. I'm a doctor and I'll do it for free. Fuck it.
Sounds really, it sounds like a fun job.
Exactly. It's one of those things that is so important and yet so inexpensive to get that like it's sort of baffling how they don't have that, better vetting.
And as the conversations about the rights of reality TV stars continues going on, it's like, what positions are we putting people in where their safety could be at risk? Like maybe emotional safety in this case, but that's really important when you're already dealing with people's hearts. Welcome to Reality Test. I'm Dr. Ray.
And I'm Dr. Kay. Feel free to check in and take a seat wherever you like. We're going to sort of like a theater with awards and such, and like Red Velvet Chair is our favorite theater to have our award show in, but this time we're doing awards for our Love Island castmates.
Woo! We're going to Fiji. We're doing our award show in Fiji. Cannot wait.
Maybe it's like an amphitheater. It's an amphitheater with beautiful jungle Fiji setting, and therefore we're going to be doing more like superlatives, really. Superlative awards. Who are our most cringiest, who are our most testosterboned and Bechdel tested. I'm excited.
Yes. We're doing it all. And we got Meg the Stallion to special guest our award show. Exactly. I'm just kidding. We didn't get that. We didn't get Paige DeSorbo either. We got no one. Ariana couldn't make it. But that's okay because you have the two of us. And and we're gonna give great awards.
We're equivalent. We're basically the same.
I'm Italian. Like Paige. I got
cover that.
We both have that.
I'm blonde like Ariana.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Meg, but, you know what? I would take that.
I know. We're close. We're pretty freaking close. I will say they get to guest appear just by us being able to talk about them. They're like guests in our mentions.
Yeah.
They become mentionables. So that's exciting. But before we go through our awards, let's do a little bit of a check-in. And I'd love to hear what's on your heart and mind today, dear Dr. Ray.
What is on my heart and mind? A good question. I'm kind of just chilling right now. I'm trying to think what's given me like joy in this last week. Actually, watching Meg the Stallion be on Love Island USA gave me so much joy. It was incredible. She was, I'm going to talk about it more in a bit, but she was like made to be on that show and be a hot girl coach. It was so fun to watch that part of the episode. I was like beaming from ear to ear the whole time.
Truly. That was the best. That was a total highlight of the show ever. Like ever. Any part of the show ever. Yeah. So good.
And was great business opportunity for her because her swimsuit line, everyone was wearing her swimsuits. And then the ads are like her new cocktail. I'm like, she is a genius.
She is. And they are too. Like they really benefit big. Like I love how Ian, the narrator, brought that up too about how there's like, it's like beautiful for the marketing team. Like the marketing team's jazzed.
Yes. How could they not? Yeah, everyone benefited from this. Yeah. So it just made me so happy. She was like so all in a way that was just amazing to watch.
Yeah. They really like, I think Paige DeSorbo brought this up on the after, whatever the heck that's called, on the Villa, the thing, where she talks to Sophie Monk and so forth. When she brought up that they should have her host that every year. I totally agree. Yes. They need to bring her back every year. Always host that challenge. It's a must.
No notes. Yeah, it was just great. And great to watch her reactions to what they were doing. She was just perfect. It was incredible.
It was so good. Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. And I love that your frame for like what's on your heart and mind this week was about joy. Like what brings you joy from the past week. I love that.
Yeah. We all need a little joy. Shit's a little tough right now, y'all.
Shit's tough.
There's
truly
a lot going on that's not very joyful. But that was not one of the things.
No.
That was a delight to watch.
That was That was one of the things we categorized as joyful. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think mine would be somewhere around there too. My joyful things from the past week. Because my gardens are looking beautiful, as you know, from last week's video. And everyone should go watch it because they were in there. If you watch the full video on patreon.com/realitytest, You'll see my
Yes.
beautiful flowers that came out. And so I've also been living in like a sunny, kind of like Fiji in New England a vibe of beautiful colors and sunshine. And now Megan Thee Stallion bringing some sunshine onto our TVs. Winning.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I'll just live there with you.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'm just ending it on I will live there with you, with the Megan Thee Stallion being my check-in too.
Yes. I might have to buy one of her swimsuits because they're just delightful. She just kills it. And yeah, that was so fun. And I get to see your garden next week. I'm so excited.
I know. That's going to be so fun. That's great. That's a great check-in too, is like being able to record our podcast together in person for the first time ever. Second time ever, because our first ever podcast was also recorded together in my office at work, as you may recall.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And we did one at APA. So this is the third time in person.
Oh my gosh, great remembering. Good point. So this is now our third ever. Oh, that's exciting. That'll be fun. So that's a really good check-in too. Good thing to look forward to. Rather than a check-in from the past, it's a check-in from the future. Yes. And the other thing you're going to say is getting something. What was it? Oh yeah, I was going to ask you, which of her swimsuits do you think was your favorite of the ones we saw?
I loved the one with the gold one with the uppercut on the boobs. I don't think I'd get that one. I think I'd probably get one of her the one piece that Huda wore. But actually, I don't know if I'd do a full thong. Actually, the one Shelly had on was really pretty. I might do that. That was really cute. So I'd have to look through a few of them, but I kind of want to get one.
I'm with that. I know, right? It'd be fun. We should get them. Yeah, I think the gold one for me too was like one of my favorites to look at. Like I thought Sierra looked incredible. I thought that Megan Thee Stallion looked incredible. The 2-piece version of it too was phenomenal. And I think gold's always a good choice. I think, but then also for me, I think I was thinking I also really like the purplish one. The color of it, the one that Huda wore, is gorgeous. Yes. I don't like writing on my swimsuits though. So I think I would want to combine a couple of them together.
I like that. Like gold one piece would be amazing. I bet that exists. I bet if we go online, we might be able to find it.
Exactly. We should look through her lineup. I'm sure there's lots of good options. I love the colors she chose in general, like gold, that like interesting lilac-y color that the purple one was, and then the reds. It's gorgeous. And then a black one that I saw that Olandria had too. So it's a nice color scheme.
Yeah, everyone looked great. Oh, that was so fun. I might have to watch that again because it just made me smile so much.
What a great episode. Great episode of TV.
The only thing I didn't agree with was Taylor winning versus Shelly. I thought his twerking was weird. I didn't quite get it. I know he was going. I find him kind of an awkward guy, which I can respect. I'm awkward too, but there's something I don't quite have a read on him yet. I don't think he likes Olandria. I think he liked her when the other guy came in, but I don't see them together. I think they're trying to be Serena and Cordell, but I just don't see it.
They're not very sexual. Like he's not very sexual or like handsy or like flirty kind of. Like it was interesting when he was like, I like you, we hit on each other, we did it, and they like peck kissed her. You like give her a peck, and then told them like, and then when he told them they kissed, they were like make out. He's like, yeah. It's like, no, you did not make out. You pecked her. Like get real. I think that could just be his style. Like he just isn't very hands-on or like affectionate physically, and so it reads as like not liking her for sure. And I feel sad about it because I feel like she needs someone who's gonna be like in it, including physically, which I feel like Jalen could have gotten there if given time.
I was sad to see him go. Yeah, I feel that someone in Casa More is gonna hit on him, and he's gonna. I just see that happening, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
That's coming up. On Monday.
I can't believe we're there already.
I know, we do. It's wild. It feels like very fast, but of course it's not. But yeah, it's here. We're here, Casa, coming around the corner. And it's so exciting that the girls are going to be the ones to go to Casa, finally, for once. Yes. I'm so excited.
Goodness. I love that. Because even, it's just a whole different thing, like the women staying home versus the men. I like that. I like that so much better. I think that's a great role reversal.
Yeah. Didn't we do something last time about like what we would want to be different about Casa? And I feel like what it was, one of the things was we thought that it wasn't fair that the women didn't get to be the ones to go to Casa.
Ooh, did we? They probably listened to this podcast.
They knew. They heard us.
They heard our message subliminally, maybe, but that's fine. We'll take it.
They listened to it. Exactly. No, we put it out into the universe. It definitely landed because I'm just so excited. This is gonna be so much better.
I can't wait. That's so fun.
Yeah.
I hope that they act like, I hope that they are a little more player like. Maybe the leaving will help with that.
Yeah, me too. I hope they get some play on. I totally agree. And that they're playful and like letting themselves go, even just in terms of having fun, not necessarily even sexually. They just like have them, feel like it's their freedom to grasp and not feel like nervous about like, not doing better than the men would have done or something,
Mm-hmm. I love
Get
it.
out there. Get out there, go wild. I'm excited.
Love it, love it. Well,
okay, yay. Yeah.
Should we get into it? We've got some fun awards/superlatives to discuss for this week.
Exactly. So you'll notice also, friends, if you've not seen or heard one of our award episodes before, that all of our awards, in this case superlatives, have the word test somewhere in there because we are a reality test after all. So our first, for example, award and superlative is doing the most tests, where this is for the most cringe or embarrassing. Nope, that's number 2. I skipped right ahead. I was like, you know what? Forget number 1. Number 1 is protest this mess. So the first one is protest. And what mess are we protesting? This would be like the meanest, saddest, drunkest, or most obnoxious, etc. castmate. So which castmate would you protest, dear Dr. Ray?
So I don't necessarily think she's the meanest castmate. I did think this was mean. When new women would come in and they showed any interest in Jeremiah, she was very quick to blame the woman, which I didn't like. I also think it kind of goes, like, I wonder how much she's watched because it's kind of against the script of the show. Like, I think the women are maybe internalized that they should be self-aware enough to know that that impulse isn't like a great one. And I guess give her props for being honest. And I actually don't feel that way. I think it was unfair to the women because they're doing what they're supposed to do as bombshells. And it just wasn't nice. I understand her feelings, but I think there were other ways to process them than being so blamey as she was.
And even saying like, she's not a girl's girl. It's like,
yes.
wait a minute. Projection?
Yeah. I think she can be. I think she is good at being there for people when she's not involved. But I think when she's involved, she really doesn't see the forest from the trees. Because let's be honest, like someone said this, if your man, I don't want to use a black scent, but if your man is so easily stolen, he's probably not your man. So I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It says more about Jeremiah, really, and about your relationship with Jeremiah. Yep, I've been calling them Hudamaiah too for their combined portmanteau. Hudamaiah.
I love that.
And it's perfect because my protest this mess is also for Huda, and it's also not for her as in general as a person, but just the mess that I protest of Huda's behavior was calling Jeremiah names, like just really, really not okay and mean and bad example setting. Bad for anybody watching. Doesn't matter if they're related to her or not. Just bad examples setting. And I felt like, I liked that Sierra was able to be like, let's tone that down a little bit. Like that's where it's too much. The rest of what you're feeling is totally valid. And also like just the name calling is where that goes over the line. And I totally agree with that. And I feel like she did eventually stop calling names, but I would have liked to also see her say like, that was where I went too far or whatever, which she didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. She really, I think, can be in her feelings and struggles to take a step back from them, which is hard. I wonder if having a kid so young, and I don't mean this to stigmatize mothers who have kids young. I more mean, we've talked about on this show how like sometimes when you go through something that can perhaps be perceived as traumatic, maybe not having a kid so young is a big life event. And perhaps there was some like stunting of her own growth or ability to kind of look internally. I don't know. That's just, again, I don't know her full situation. So I may be reaching there, but it kind of came to my mind.
No, for sure. Yeah. There is something childlike about the name calling. And I think there's also like people of all ages name call if they haven't grown out of that. And it's such a bummer. Like, I don't know. It's just such a, like, it's a way of getting under someone's skin that isn't like thought through. Like, it's like you don't have to think about what it is that's upsetting you about their behavior if you do that, because you're just going right for the gut shot, like, rather than thinking like, here's what that person did that's upsetting, and calling them on that, which would be more effective, you know. But
Right.
instead of thinking that through, it just sort of like is the first gut reaction is to gut punch the other person. And yeah, it definitely can be very childlike, and also just is like an unthought through way of attacking someone, which is such a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she struggles with articulating like how she needs to get her needs met. I think she wanted Jeremiah to show up for her more, which I can understand.
Yeah.
And I understood his perspective of like, I'm processing a lot and trying to figure it all out. So
right. And she's like, both wants to put him in his place, but wants him to be able to put her in her place. But he doesn't understand that's what she wants, because he's feeling her trying to put him in his place, you know? So yeah, it's an interesting combination there.
Yeah, I think they were just missing each other. But yeah. Well, who was doing the mostest? So what did you find to be the most cringe or embarrassing thing that you've seen on Love Island thus far?
Fabulous. So I gave this to Ace for the way that he made, there's a few different things, but in this case, it was the way that he made Amaya feel like she needed to apologize for being over emotional.
Yes.
I was like, no. Like, she literally came back and literally apologized for being over emotional. I was like, that's so sad, and not what it is. Like, he's just acting out because he wants to be able to keep Shelly as his number one, and like doesn't want you to get the wrong idea so that he can then leave you and go for Shelly. So like, but then his way of doing that is essentially not undercuts it, like sends the message that she's being too much, and that she shouldn't be calling him babe, and shouldn't. I mean, that was so wild the way he like caught her in that, like built the story to be like, see, like you call your partners babe, so like don't call me babe. It's like, what? What is happening?
It was a bit, it was mean, because it's clear that her personality is just kind of like that. So it was, and it was like, you would have seen that before this and you picked her. So like, he was doing like the withholding man thing at making her feel like she was too crazy, and it sucked. And he was playing a game. 100%.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. So that was super cringe on his part, and my feelings towards it was cringy. And like, I felt like, there's some things about Amaya's energy that are unique, and that like she needs the right kind of person for her energy and way of being in the world. And she's also so sweet and naive, and like just trying to like live her life and be herself. And what she doesn't need is messaging around her being over emotional, because if anything, it's just going to make it worse. Like for her, it's going to ultimately end up in her like tamping that energy down, so then it'll come out sideways in other ways that'll just be overwhelming for her and the other person. So it's actually doing the opposite effect of what he would want by making her feel that way. So not helpful, plus it's mean, plus it's sexist. So
and
cringing.
She was intuitively picking up on exactly what was happening. I think she was unsure how to communicate that, but she knew exactly what was going on. And so like she clocked what was happening, and her instincts are really strong.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. How about you?
I went back and forth on this, but I'm going to stand in it, and you can tell me why I'm wrong if you feel. So Hannah, when she was kissing Pepe, I don't necessarily have an issue with that kiss at all. Fine. It seemed like she was not going to share that information, but then Nick caught Pepe with the lipstick on him. And then she was kind of framing the narrative as though she was this like forthcoming person, and continued to pull Pepe and have these passionate kisses with him. And it felt a little like she was playing a game with Charlie and not being totally straightforward. And so then when she had so many tears when Charlie left, I think the tears were genuine, but it just made me feel a bit like cringe, because I'm like, you were doing a lot. It sucks that he had to leave, but I just didn't feel like she was totally honest. And she even admitted, like, she said something to Charlie about, or not to Charlie, but behind him, like, this is too secure. Like, I like more drama. And then there was a lot happening. So feel free to tell me where I'm missing the mark here. But in the moment, I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely felt like some game playing there. I will say, like, when they had that conversation, like when she had that conversation with him where she was like, it made me realize that like I really do like you, having like having it go the way it did, and like thinking about the fact that like whatever, like it was an indication of what you were willing to do for me and da, 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 whatever it was. But when they reconnected in that one conversation right before the fire pit where he ends up going home, I do believe that that conversation was as powerful as it seemed. Like, I think that's why she was really bawling. It's like, I do actually think that sort of like broke through for both of them. Like, he had just gone to Amaya. Something about him going to Amaya and realizing how cringe it was with Amaya that he was even going to Amaya. And then Amaya being like, whatever, I'm her best friend. Why would you do that? And then Amaya going to Hannah and being like, he came to me. How gross, how cringe. I think something about that dynamic is what made Hannah realize, like, oh my God, like, actually, like, what a sweetheart Charlie is. Like, he's trying to figure something else out, but like, it isn't better. And like, I do want him to stay with me. Like, I honestly think part of her was worried he would go with Amaya or something. You know, there's something that like happened there that changed her view of Charlie, whatever it was, but it did change it. So I do think that part, even if it was like sort of a weird gameplay reason for it changing, I do think it changed. So I think that might be a part of why she cried so much when he was leaving. But I do agree there was some quick, like, fancy footwork there, because then she's obviously ready to move on again with Pepe soon after, which, you know, all of them always are. Like, it always happens because they have to stay on the show. So they're quick to move on. Yeah.
And of course, that's the bottom line, is staying on the show and stuff like that. Oh, it was also cringe when Charlie was like, wait, let me say something. And I think they thought he was going to say, I want to get removed. But then he like was I was like, oh, that's cringe. That actually might be more cringe. I revoked my cringe. I think that was worse.
That was so brutal, because they were like, don't even do it, because I think they all said to him, don't even do it, because they didn't want him to like self-sacrifice. I totally agree. I was totally like, oh my God, he's gonna tell them to just go ahead and vote him out, because it's always the newest person, so you would assume it would be him, and so you'd assume he'd know that and would then therefore be like, it's okay to vote me out, man. I get it. Even after he got started too, he was like, I had such a beautiful conversation with her. Like, I thought he was gonna say like, so we're good, you know, like we got good closure, as he's like, so. And then just leaves it at that. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, oh no, he wants them to keep him. Oh no.
Which I kind of, at first I was like, but then I was like, but they wouldn't have known. So I guess, but it did.
No,
it was a little cringe. And honestly, I think Taylor should have gone home. I honestly agree with Austin on that one. I'm not buying what he's selling, but maybe I'll be proven wrong later in the thing.
I'm with you. I thought that he, honestly, or Huda, I thought either one of them, I did not think Charlie should have gone home. I was like, he really is trying, and he's a sweet baby angel, and I felt sad. I really do like Charlie too, so that was a bummer.
It's funny because I feel like for us who are a little alternative or a little nerdy, like he's hot, but he's just slightly askew from the ideal type of an Islander, because I'm like, that is a hot man. Like, I
think he's really hot. Yeah, I do too. No, for sure. His accent too, but it's not just that. Like, he is a good looking dude, and he seems mature, like more mature than a lot of them are. And so, yeah, I liked him.
Huh.
Sad.
I agree. But so
now
now
there's the next one. And I would love to hear how you answered this one, but the way that I answered this one, so it's called testing 1, 2, 3, where the testing is the thing that we would make about production. We originally say like the best production ad, or the best or worst producer antic. And so how I decided to answer it was sort of thinking about like which castmate, like presence or absence or whatever, that was influenced by producers, like which one of those was the most whatever, like best or worst producer influenced castmate presence or absence, kind of.
I like it. I think that's a good way. Mine was more like the funniest shit I've seen thus far.
Okay, great. I love it. Yay. Oh, what a joy. So friends, you can look forward to the fact that we're going to do these same awards every week, so you'll get like a week's worth of episodes covered through us just doing the awards from that 1 week of content. So we'll go through our 8 awards again, and in the meantime, have good times with yourselves and take care and enjoy the show, watching the show, and think about what awards you'd give to what castmates and moments and so forth. You can also check in on us in other ways. For example, we're on ye old patreon.com/reality test, REALITY test. You can also look it up in the search bar if you just do @reality test. That's on Patreon. We're also on our favorite, Instagram handles, which are @Dr. K Pods and @Dr. Ray Pods, both of our Instagrams. You can find us also on TikTok at Dr.dr.realitv, RealityTestPod. You can find us on both YouTube and Facebook at Reality Test Pod. The at Reality Test Pod in one word is our channel name for YouTube. You can find lots of things on there, though, by the way. That one's like really happening place. We are also, I would mention, on email. So you can find us at realitycheckpodding@gmail.com. Check podding, PODDING, @gmail.com. If you want to say hi, give us feedback, ask for something in the future, whatever it might be. We would love to hear from you.
Yes. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And if you can, to donate to us on Patreon so we can keep doing this thing we love. And if you can't do that right now, the rate, review, subscribing really helps us to get more people to find this show. So we're very grateful for it.
And tell all your friends, as you are so good at reminding us as well. And yeah, exactly. Donating the $5, it's $5 a month. That's so little. That's all you have to give. And you'll get lots of other cool things, including our full video episodes. Right now, because there isn't a whole lot happening on there isn't a whole lot happening in terms of additional content because no one's even watching it. So if you would like some of that additional content, which we are always ready to make and happy to do, in addition to our full-blown video episodes, then yeah, we would love to see you on Patreon, and we'll start putting out new behind-the-scenes content. We have plenty to do. It's just not there for nobody. So come hang out with us, spend $5 a month, and you'll get lots of cool content. So yay. And with that, we'll see you next session.
Bye.